What's up, guys? This is Mike Loris. We have finally made it to the era of .75. We're going to open this thing up with Team Empire versus Virtus Pro. This is from the Starseries Season 3, the offline event, the LAN event. And this is going to be fairly new for me, so I'm going to try to get used to the .75 meta. I haven't been watching a whole lot of games from here, so we're going to see what happens. Team Empire went into this pretty much like unstoppable. I think they dropped like one game in the league play. So they're doing pretty well for themselves. Virtus Pro doing pretty well as well. Of course, not as good as Team Empire, who were first place in the league play. But anyway, the bans, I believe they're pretty normal. The Broodmother ban might seem a little bit odd. I don't know if people actually pick Broodmother in .75 due to the Spiderling nerf. But Batrider is the first pickup for Empire. He got a ton of buffs, in the .75 era, so he is a very strong hero. Pretty much every single game that I've seen of .75, you've seen the Batrider. And keep in mind that this is when .75 was a little bit younger, so everything might not be fully developed as far as the meta and the strats go. But VP, they're going to respond with the good old Enchantress. I'm pretty sure she has been relatively untouched as of late, so she's still a very consistent hero, a very good jungler. You get that nice support/damage roll depending on what you really want to go for. And Virtus Pro also going to pick up the Jakiro, who's, I don't know if he's just like a flavor of the month or he is actually the best support hero. I think this is before the Ice Path. I think in .76 Ice Path got nerfed again, but this is the post-buff, pre-nerf Jakiro, where he's really freaking good and huge amounts of play. We're going to be seeing a lot of Jakiro, let's just keep it at that. Just because Ice Path is actually usable now in Team Empire. Yes, I'm so excited, I get to see new heroes, yay! Templar Assassin's going to be their pickup. I believe TA got a couple of Psyblade reworks, but as far as her damage output goes, everything else is still the same. Sonic Traps take a little bit longer to arm, if I remember correctly, so that could be a little bit of a nerf, but I do still think that TA is a pretty good hero. Undying is actually going to be the pick. And, well, Undying is a hero that we haven't really seen at all in .74. He can massacre a tri-lane like nobody's business. If you land your Soul Rip on Decay on 3 people, well then those 3 people are going to take a ton of damage, not only from the health loss, but also the fact that you're lowering their overall health with the strength. And pouring that all back onto Undying. He's really anti-tri-lane. Virtus Pro, they're going to go with the Lifestealer, who has been very good to them in the league play. Put that onto Airman, and then you go to town. Lifestealer is pretty darn good against Undying, because Undying, he relies on having a lot of health, so Lifestealer tears that down like nobody's business. So VP, they have their hard carry, and now we're going to have 3 bans now. It's going to be very interesting. Here comes some more bans. Windrunner is going to be the ban out for Empire, making sure that they get rid of that long lane. Would not be surprised to see an Enigma ban out as well. Empire, on the other hand, well, VP, on the other hand, I don't really know what they're going to ban out, because I don't really know how the TA Batrider interaction is, so I'm sure I will start learning that as soon as, I watch a couple more of these games. I'm going to start watching the, ESWC just happened in France. I'm going to watch those. Haven't gotten around to that yet. But, yeah, Team Empire, I don't know how their lanes are going to play out quite yet. I don't know who gets priority in the mid lane, whether it's the Batrider or the TA, or Undying is probably going to go into a side lane, but not as the primary farmer, so VP, I'm sure they know what to do. They're going to ban out the Naga Siren. Did get that ultimate tweaked, I believe, but I'm pretty sure Naga Siren is still a very reliable hero in this era. Getting rid of that disabling, getting rid of that hard carry, because Empire, well, the thing is about Empire's team right now is that they have a whole lot of people who scale well with experience. Undying is a great hero with experience, Batrider as well, and of course you'll have the tried and true TA. So Empire, they're kind of low on support heroes. We are going to see that Enigma ban as well as a Lich ban out from Empire. I don't know if VP really were going to go for something like that. They had a Jakiro, they had an Enchantress. That's pretty much all the support they need. They could go hard 4-1 and just get 4 really hard supporty heroes to back up that Lifestealer. Once that happens, your support heroes become very vulnerable to the likes of Batrider, because Batrider, he has a ton of damage early on, which falls off pretty quickly. But if he lands a couple of those tar charges, sticky napalm, and then gets that firefly everywhere, or even flame break, if your heroes are squishy, then they're going to melt down really, really quick. Empire going to ban out that Queen of Pain, once again shutting down VP's lanes. Pretty sure Empire know somewhat of what VP is going to do. They were going to put the Enchantress in the jungle. I have never seen a lane Enchantress, at least since her rework. And, well, Jakiro is played as a support hero to the Lifestealer. Other than that, VP, they need to get their other lanes together, and then they'll be fine. They already have a 2.5 lane up and running. Empire, on the other hand, they do have 2 potential solo laners. So they could go for a hard carry plus a support hero and have Undying kind of being played like a Tide Hunter. You know, pressuring back with the decay and the harassment and the melee damage and stuff like that. But Team Empire, they're kind of low on stuns. They do have that Flaming Lasso, which will go through Lifestealer's Rage. So Lifestealer will not be able to depend on that Rage TP out, which we've seen a lot in 0.74. It's like, oh, we're going to get the Lifestealer. Nope, he has Rage, and you don't have enough burst damage to cut through his entire health pool, so he's going to get away. But not this game. Empire going to go with the Pain Elemental. Alright, we're going to see some new heroes this game. I like it. I like it a lot. The final ban out was that Keeper of the Light. So another good tri-lane hero. And he's pretty good pairing with the Undying. If Undying has unlimited mana, well, he's going to have unlimited strength steal as well. Empire, they're going to go with the Bane Elemental. We're going to see what they want to do with their final pickup. They do have a pretty decent source of damage from the TA. Although, really, in my eyes, the TA and Batrider kind of fill a similar role, just mid-game dominance. And they have a ton of that so far. Late game is pretty good as well, but I don't know if they have enough to stand up to the enemy Lifestealer. So Empire, they probably would want to get, I don't know, maybe like a CK or something like that. Get someone else who's kind of a mid-gamey hero, and then just have a really early mid-game power strategy. VP, on the other hand, they need a mid laner, so we might see a Storm Spirit, or, well, not Queen of Pain, she's already out. A Brewmaster might not be that bad. They also need a hard lane hero. So a Bounty Hunter would also probably be very useful. Of course, VP, they probably would like to have a little... Oh, yeah! I'm awesome. There we go. Brewmaster is the pickup. So they do have that potential solo mid hero. Most likely, I want to say going to be against the Batrider, but I actually have no idea. Either way, Brewmaster can hold down a lane, but against Batrider, it's going to be a little bit rough. Look towards the early Magic Stick, Magic Wand on the Brewmaster, really anyone on the VP side, because that Napalm, it has such a short cooldown that you'll stack up those charges very, very quickly, and then once Batrider tries to go for a kill, you have a lot more effective HP, and, well, I'm sure Batrider, if it's played by Team Empire, they would know about it. But still, it's something that you gotta watch out for, and really, it's such a great item against Bat. You should always, always get it when there's a Batrider on the enemy team, or just get it in any of your game, anywhere, really. Empire gonna last pick up the Leshrac, and didn't really notice that Leshrac got all the way through, but that is going to be a very devastating tri-lane if they decide to do it. I don't know who's going to be the primary farmer, possibly Undying, possibly Leshrac. But either way, that Nightmare is pretty good setup with the Split Earth, if they time it correctly, of course, and then Undying with the Strength Seal. Okay, the mid lane is going to be Puck, it looks like. So Puck and Brewmaster most likely going to be soloing lanes. Here we have it, our first, or my first casted game of 0.75. It should be interesting. Once again, this is from the Starseries Season 3, the LAN event. And now I only have like 8 pages of replays to go through, so whoopity-doo. Oh, it's going to take forever, but you know what? I am too cheap to buy a new ticket and then cover new stuff, so I'm just going to keep blasting these out and then get a ton of practice that way. Come on, Brewmaster, just pick up your hero and then we'll get going. We'll see who is going to go where. In this lane, in this game, I do feel like Team Empire have a very, very strong early mid game. They kind of fall out towards the late game. VP, on the other hand, they have the Lifestealer, who's such a great late game hero. So if VP hold out to the late game, they should be fine. Although in the early stage of the game, they could put on a lot of pressure as well. Because Empire, well, TA doesn't really get going until a little bit later. Undying really accelerates later on, and Leshrac as well. But VP, let's see who's going to be playing what we have. I do not know who that is, so we're going to go from last. KSI is on the Enchantress. Sonya Bandit on Puck, is that who that is? NS is on the Jakiro. Airman is on the Lifestealer. on the Empire side, we have Blow Your Brain playing the Undying, heading towards the top lane with Go Black right behind him. Silent playing that Bane Elemental Funnick on the mid lane, as the Bat Rider in bot lane is going to be Scandal now. Let's do a quick check on who this guy is. It is Crazy. Okay, Crazy. There we go. Crazy is going to be playing that Brewmaster, and I just want to do a quick check on this guy as well. Oh, it's Mozart. Okay. It's Mozart. So now, of course, we have a pause, because what game would it be if we didn't open up with a pause? First of all, we do have Blow Your Brain playing the Undying. I don't know if that is because he is the designated Undying player for Empire, if he's the only one who really knows how to play it. But typically typically Blow Your Brain, I mean, is the hard carry player for Team Empire. Scandal does play a very solid TA, if I remember correctly. Funnick on the Bat Rider. Well, definitely a lot of roles are kind of shifting, except for Silent. Silent and Go Black still being those support heroes, very consistent there. For VP, kind of similar situation. Nowadays, Mozart is the long lane hero for VP. He's going to be going towards the bot lane. Crazy on the puck is going to be holding down the mid lane, most likely. Here we go. We're going to unpause this game on the top lane. It is going to be a tri-lane versus what looks like a 2.5 lane, unless NS goes all the way down to the bot lane, which I don't know if he's going to. Probably just going to lay down that ward somewhere and then head back up towards the top lane, because the frack? Why would you put it there? You have vision there. I guess now they have vision over here, but you usually see the wards on this area, because then you can see onto the high ground once the nighttime hits. But this ward, I have no idea what the hell this ward accomplishes. But who am I to question NS? He sure does know what he's doing. I hope so, at least. Looks like instead it's going to be Mozart on the mid lane versus Funnick, so it is going to be that Brew versus Bat that I was talking about. And already we see the tar starting, but already we see those stick charges being filled up. That means a lot of extra mana for the Brewmaster. Comes at a price of having a turn rate of tar or molasses, I guess, since this is pretty much tar. But he'll be able to get a lot of health from that. On the bottom lane, it's going to be an aggressive Enchantress, actually, so my lane predictions were completely wrong. NS is going to be going up against Scandal. I don't think that NS will be able to hold down the lane for too long, unless he, of course, gets help. KSI as well as Airman heading down towards that bot lane, and what the hell is with these lanes? This is crazy. Blow Your Brain is going to be soloing the top lane versus Crazy, so the Undying should have a pretty good time there. He's going to take a little bit of harassment, I'm sure, from Puck. Oh, in the mid lane, 3 stacks on the Brewmaster, and he does pop a lot of health from that magic stick, but First Blood has been drawn by Go Black. Apologies for missing the beginning of that. But the tar stacked up very, very high, and then with only 1 point Firefly, 20 damage over time, suddenly becomes, well, like 60 damage over time, and that's pretty darn good. On the bot lane, Scandal in a little bit of trouble. Airman is closing in. He wants that last hit. The Ice Path is going to miss. Refraction is up for TA, but she is completely trapped, and Airman does get that last hit with 2 Centaurs bruising their way through all the way down to the jungle. Empire lose the TA. VP, they lose their Brewmaster in the mid lane. Look, we even have more lane transitions, as Silent is now on the bot lane. Don't exactly know what happened to him. He did get an assist in that mid lane. I guess he was just roaming around with Go Black. Fair enough. Go Black is going to run into the Enchantress. Enchantress should have quite an edge here with that Centaur. He's just going to force that Leshrac back. Leshrac isn't in any danger, but who might be in danger is KSI. He does have 2 creeps. There goes the Nightmare. But the net on the Leshrac is going to hold him out, plus a stun. Go Black's taking a ton of damage. KSI is going to pop his heal and just walk away. Go Black is also going to run away, but KSI deciding to stay and fight versus Silent. That heal is keeping him up and very high as far as HP goes. Silent tanking some mud golems as he tries to get out of there. He is going to live. Everyone is going to live. And that marks the end of that little skirmish right there. Ammon versus Scandal in this bot lane. Scandal, even with those Psionic Blade tweaks, he's doing a ton of damage to Airman. Refraction damage, no refraction damage, and open woundsing a creep doesn't really help either when the TA is wailing on you. But hell, Airman does survive. He does have 2 tangos left, but Scandal does have a lot of restoratives of his own. He also has Silent to support him. He also has Go Black to support him. Although Go Black has his hands full just a little bit with that jungle over there. Still don't know what the hell this ward was for, but Anyway, Crazy is going toe-to-toe with Funnick. Funnick is getting a slight edge in this game. Of course, getting the first blood kill on your lane opponent is going to give you quite an edge. And you can see Crazy using his magic stick charges very well, keeping himself at high mana. Because Brewmaster doesn't really have a huge mana pool. Two casts of that Thunderclap and you're out of mana. Unless, of course, you have a full magic stick, and then you could cast a couple more. Gonna go very aggressive onto Funnick, but Funnick with a Firefly could turn this around in a second. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Player Brain has been going toe-to-toe with, who is this, Mozart. Undying is winning this lane quite a bit. So much base damage coming from the Undying. Combine that with the fact that Puck really has a crappy attack animation, really low base damage to boot. He's not going to have the best time in this lane. Brewmaster on the run from Funnick, going to pop off that Firefly, but looks like Crazy's going to stand and fight. Funnick does have a lot of tar onto the enemy Brewmaster. He's going to bottle up while laying down those tar charges, going to Firefly as much as he can, and this Brewmaster looks like he is going to die unless he gets a Miracle Dodge. Miracle Dodge, not going to be enough, as Batrider with one last right click does pick up the Brewmaster solo in the top jungle. Brewmaster not having a fun time so far. Empire, they have every single lane going for them. Scandal shutting down the farm on the bot lane with the help of Silent and Go Black. Top lane, Bloyer Brain is really kicking Crazy's ass right here. Mozart's ass right now. Level 4 Puck versus a level 5 Undying. Undying is going to go straight for the Arcane Boots, so the spam will be never ending. You can see how aggressive this Undying is being, just forcing out illusory orbs from the Puck, denying him through aggression. Even though Puck is ranged, usually you would say that the ranged hero has an edge over the melee hero, but in such cases where the ranged hero doesn't have any lane control, or any comparable lane control to the melee hero, it's like a Crystal Maiden versus a Tiny. Tiny could just bully the Crystal Maiden all day long. Of course, that's like saying someone like Mike Tyson could beat up a third grader all day long, which is true, but it's not really a fair comparison. Looks like there's a little bit of a lane swap here. Airman is now on the top lane, and Mozart is on his typical bot lane. But I don't really think Puck is going to have a great time here either. Scandal and Silent is a very, very deadly dual lane. The Brain Sap is level 2, so that is true damage. There's no way to dodge that. Airman, I mean, he could stand up a little bit better to Bloyer Brain. You can see with that Feast, what is it, level 2. He was doing a lot of extra damage to this Undying. But Undying is making pretty good trades. Oh, I changed my mind. Undying is so dead. Ice Path's going to land. Stomp as well. And now Undying is going to take a dual breath right to the face, and he's going to drop immediately. So Undying definitely didn't see that one coming. They did have wards. I don't know if they were smoked or not. I think they were. They must have been, unless Undying. If they weren't, then Undying wouldn't have died. Funnick going to Firefly straight forward. Going to go for the Lifestealer most likely. There he is. Going to pull him back so far with that Haste Rune. Does pop out the rage beforehand, but now he does have more charges on him, and the Ice Path going to miss. Funnick with the jukes around the Ice Path, going to go straight for this Lifestealer. One more right click is going to do it with that Haste Rune still active. Firefly still no more Firefly, I guess. But NS and KSI got to run from Bloyer Brain. Funnick is not done yet. He turned around after canceling that TP. NS slowed to a crawl because of the zombies plus the tar charges is going to drop. As VP lose 2, KSI very, very weak. Funnick wants more, going to blindly fire off that Napalm. Not going to find that Enchantress. She went the other way. And now Enchantress is in a little bit of an awkward position without any mana to really do all that much. Airman is going to teleport back up to this lane to get some farm. And Enchantress will probably be able to make her way out. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Silent is getting some free farm versus Crazy. Maybe I should just call them this, Tame My Wild. Even though it's not really what I'm used to. Bloyer Brain is still going toe-to-toe with Airman. Now he does have support from Go Black. Level 2 Split Earth, not going to be enough as Funnick diving so aggressively for KSI. Does not have that lasso up. He's going to burn through the trees. Airman going to follow him straight through, and I do feel like Funnick is out of time on this one. Yes, he is. Enchantress with the spears picks up that kill. Now Bandit, aka Mozart, going to try to go for Bloyer Brain, who instantly drops down a Tombstone. They're going to focus down that Tombstone, but he does have that Soul Rip to heal the Tombstone. They're taking a lot of damage from it. The Tombstone does get healed. Split Earth going to miss on both of them. Now we have a 2-man Dream Coil plus an Ice Wall into Go Black. He's going to take a couple spears to the ass, and he's going to drop Bloyer Brain. Kind of low on mana, doesn't have any cooldowns available to him. Going to try to go for that Puck. Instead, change his mind, try to teleport out. Will they have enough damage to kill him off? No, they will not. And Bloyer Brain does get out of there with a very clutch TP. 4-4. Team Empire and Team VP just slugging it out all over the place. Let's actually take a look at how the advantages are going. They are going towards Empire in both experience and gold. That is because they had so much efficient farm on all their lanes. Really, Jakiro and the Enchantress weren't doing enough to pressure any lane back, honestly. Like, Brewmaster was struggling against the Bat Rider on that mid lane, who has now pulled the Jakiro up to the high ground. And Jakiro's just gonna slow roast there. Yum, yum. Firefly Dragon. It's delicious. I heard it tastes like chicken. Empire does get another kill. Funnick the Bat Rider being active everywhere around the map, really. He does have that bottle plus Tranquil Boots, saving up a little bit of gold, most likely going to be going towards a Blink Dagger so we can get in with that lasso and then eventually force staff himself out. All the while, Scandal on this bot lane, playing that TA, 40 creep kills. Doesn't even have the most gold per minute, even though he's been all over the map. So Undying does have a couple more creep kills, and also he has a little bit more involvement in all of these action fights, whereas Scandal kind of just been on his own island on the bot lane. He does have one death as well, which doesn't exactly help his cause. But Empire, their farm is going very well for them. And Airman, he's really struggling as far as his farm is concerned. He's died once, and 2-1-2 is a pretty good score on Lifestealer. But that's not really enough to like shore up the weakness that is his lack of CS. He really needs to get some more farm going, but where is he going to do that? He's going to get a little bit in the jungle. If he goes to the top lane, he's going to get screwed. If he's going to go to the mid lane, then he's going to have a Bat Rider right on his ass, and he already tried going to the bot lane where TA is just dominating the lane. So Empire playing such a strong laning game. VP, they have like decent lanes. They're not horrible, but Brewmaster in a lane isn't known for crushing it unless he's up against a similar low range hero. And Puck is kind of the same situation. He could function in a lane, but he really is reliant on ganks. He's reliant on support, and if he doesn't have that, then he's going to be in a little bit of trouble. Speaking of trouble, he's going to run straight into Go Black and try to loop around for Undying as he does take an open boot. He's going to pop off that Golem, and he's very weak. Going to lay down the Tombstone. Does he have enough time for a heal? No, he does not. But a Fiend's Grip onto Bandit. He does have a lot of... Oh, no. Funnick going to run straight into the Ice Wall, but make a wall of fire. Who's he going to go for? It looks like he's not going to go for anyone. KSI taking a lot of damage. Silent is very slow and very low as well. 90 HP. Going to pop off some 6 charges. Should be fine, at least for the moment. Scandal's close the distance. Going to go straight for that Puck, but he does Illusory Orb away, and he's going to make his way out of there. The Flame Break is going to keep Airman away, plus the Psionic Trap. Scandal going to try to save Silent, who's going to take another Brain Stab. Funnick now netting up that lifesteal, and he does go down. The Brewmaster has split. Going to try to go for Scandal. That burn damage on Silent, doing a lot of damage. Silent probably going to get burned down from this one, but Scandal instead changing his mind, going to go straight for NS. Go Black is there for the Split Earth onto KSI. They're going to go for both of them. The Edict does pop out the Firefly once again from Funnick, and if he lands a tar charge, doesn't even matter because Undying with the long range does pick up that kill. Looks like the Brewmaster is now trying to make his way out of here. He's going to run down the river, and he should be fine. But Empire with Scandal not dying there. Funnick, I don't believe he died either. Blurbrain and... well, someone died. 2 people died. Go Black died. Bane died. Blurbrain did die. Okay, there you go. Yeah, he died in the beginning, of course. But coming back to clean up a couple of kills, pretty good for them. The most important thing was that TA is still alive, and now Funnick does have a Blink Dagger, so he's not going to have to rely on haste runes anymore, even though he's been pretty good at drawing the haste runes. I have to say, I haven't seen a Bat Rider quite proficient at drawing haste runes as Funnick in this game, but now a Silent onto Airman. He's going to get his Rage off immediately, but instead the Split Earth just cuts right through that. But now Blurbrain is in a horrible position. Bandit does get a 2-man Dream Coil, but it's taking a ton of damage from that Brain Sap. The Flame Break is going to spread everyone out, but Bandit is going to make his way out. Because of that Illusory Orb, Airman is going to take a lot of Firefly damage. The Tombstone's still up, and they're not bringing it down. They need to bring down this Tombstone, but there's simply not enough time. NS slowed to a crawl. 2 charges of tar on him. Tombstone does drop, but at what cost? Bandit now is trapped because of that Fiend's Grip, and everyone on VP is on the run. Funnick going to blink forward for that lasso onto Brewmaster. The melt, unfortunately for Scandal, missing, but it should be enough regardless to bring down this Brewmaster as he gets flame braked back towards the Empire side. And Empire just playing a dominating game right now. VP already 12 minutes in, and they're on the ropes because they technically do have late game scaling heroes, but they don't have any late game scaling action, no farm on them. And Empire, they're just all over this game. Undying taking up so much, and his Tombstone is really what's making these fights happen. Blurbrain's Tombstone, just so much damage, and VP, they don't have enough right click damage to actually bring that Tombstone down. And if you don't bring it down, then you're going to get your ass kicked, guaranteed. Also, Funnick with tar charges and level 4 on that Firefly does some pretty good damage as well. But really, everyone for Empire doing exactly what they need to do. VP, I mean, like the Bandit crazy. Mozart, I don't even know what his name. I'm just going to call him Bandit, screw it. But Bandit getting Dream Coils, but only on 1 or 2 heroes, and he's only level 8 for a Puck, and Puck really needs, oh no, he's now in a ton of trouble. He's going to take 1 tar charge, and which way is he going to go? He's going to go straight to his illusory orb and try to teleport out of there, but an instant flame break as the Puck is now going to be the one who is going to be roasted. Every single dragon all over the map is being cooked alive, and that's really not what you want to have happen if you're a dragon. Usually you're the ones doing the cooking, really. But Funnick is all over the map. 716. Definitely a devastating display of power from this newly buffed Batrider. And I'm sure I'll get sick of Batrider soon enough. Even a couple versions ago, Batrider used to be like hot shit. It's kind of fallen off since then, but then he returned in this version. Brewmaster a little bit in danger, but he should be fine. He does have the primal split if things get too hairy. Looks like there isn't enough to actually kill him off. He's going to bottle charge within those trees. He should be fine. But Bullier Brain and Go Black, they're not done yet. There goes the lasso from Funnick. Can go straight for that Brewmaster. They have enough damage. Yes, they do with the Flame Break. Only level 2, but it doesn't matter because they did get the kill. 1 tar charge onto NS, trying to make his way out of here. More decay charges as Bandit now is going to come around with the Dream Coil active. TA in the meantime taking a solo kill versus Airman. 1v2, he got a solo kill. What the hell happened up there? But well, it doesn't matter. He's actually, it is, no, he's not going to matter. There we go. Towers get traded top from mid. But now Fiend's Grip onto Jakiro does kill him off instantly. Bane Elemental, it's such a long range disable. It lasts pretty much forever. And VP, there's constantly bleeding kills. Empire refusing to die and refusing to give up on the aggression. Really, that's what they need to do. Because the Batrider, super late game, isn't very useful. His prime is right about now. Once he gets his Blink Dagger, he is the most devastating hero on the map. Of course, combine that with the fact that Undying has a huge amount of magical damage, and TA does have a Blink Dagger as well, while Empire can be aggressive all over the map. And VP, what could they do about this? Jakiro is a pretty good early mid-game hero, Enchantress as well, but Enchantress isn't really getting the right creep fights. Of course, the Brewmaster is doing as much as he can with the ultimates, but there's only so much you can do when everyone from Empire is so tanky. It looks like Funnick does have his lasso up once again, going to look towards Bandit on the bot lane. But this Puck is smarter than that, and he's going to make his way out of there. But Empire, they are just accelerating this game so much. The thing is, people who are getting kills, they don't necessarily scale that well into the late game. But they don't really need to scale into the late game because they're putting so much pressure onto VP. VP, they have no space to farm. Everywhere they go, they're in danger. You can see that the Puck on the bottom lane was trying to farm somewhere. I'm pretty sure I see them, guys. He was trying to farm anywhere he could. But instantly, the Batrider was there denying him that space. Oh no, Airman, that is not where you want to be. Blink forward for the lasso. Scandal blinking forward as well. And now Airman is going to... he's going to buy the big one as Bane Elemental somehow swoops in for that kill with a right click, I believe. Blurbrain pushing out the middle himself. This is how confident Empire are. Undying, he's a tanky hero, but he's not invulnerable. He does have the Ghost Scepter, and he's going for a Hood Pipe. No, he's going to go for... you just hold the cloak, I guess, and try to go for a mech. But Empire is going to push down the bottom tier 2 tower, and VP, I don't think they could defend this. I don't think they should defend it. They should just try to, shore up their weaknesses. Try to cover the tier 3s, but the tier 2 tower does go down. If anyone went in there, Funnick would have been there right away with the... Well, I guess he wouldn't have been with the Blink Lasso, but in 30 seconds if they went, it would have been a Blink Lasso. Meanwhile, on the bot lane... Oh no, that's not where you want to be. Fiend's Grip instantly out of that Nightmare, and Brewmaster is going to take a fall. Not even enough time to get that split off. The Brewmaster is just not having the best time of his life. Now Empire with only 2 heroes. They're looking towards the mid lane. Batrider in 3 seconds will initiate onto whoever he can find. Probably NS, a little bit easier to grab onto. There's the Firefly, there's the Blink forward, but Puck instantly casting that silence, and he's going to illusory orb right on out of there. Airman has arrived. He's going to try to go for that Tombstone, but it's not enough. The Tombstone gets healed, plus he gets lassoed, and now this could be horrible for VP. This Tombstone needs to be brought down. The Flame Break breaking everyone out of position. Batrider does take up 1, does take up kill. Now KSI going to get a lot of damage on him. This is going to be a triple for Funnick. Get a Blink forward, can do as much damage as he could. Split Earth does land on Airman, but he's not the target. There goes a triple kill for Funnick. Now the Brewmaster has split. He's going to try to go for whoever he can, but really, Brewmaster versus 5, 1v5 is never a good situation, even if you are that Brewmaster. There goes the Flame Break, going to push him back towards the enemy team. Now the Nightmare on him. Scandal is there with Sonic Trap, going to slow Brewmaster down. Could Funnick get an Ultra Kill? Yes, it is. Oh, it's an unofficial Ultra Kill, I guess. Airman does have two stacks of tar on him. Funnick wants more, not going to find it. However, there's instead going to settle for the tier 2 tower in VP. They simply don't have the same team fight that Empire has. They don't have the initiation. They don't have the sustain coming out from the Undying, nor the constant magical damage coming out from the Leshrac, and the physical damage coming out from the TA. So VP, I don't know if they're outpicked because, well, quite honestly, I don't have enough experience in .75 to declare such a thing. But they're definitely not doing that hot this game. 7-23. I'm kind of, you don't want to look at those because that will just make you cringe. Mothers, hide your kids' eyes because those numbers are absolutely horrid. If you're a VP fan, of course. If you're an Empire fan, then you're going to be pretty happy about that, I guess. It's like, yay, Empire, they're continuing to crush everyone. But Empire is doing pretty well this game. They're being so darn aggressive. They have one more tier 2 tower to take. And VP, I mean, what is the biggest item that they have? I have no idea. I'm pretty sure it's a Helm of Iron or like Power Treads or something. It's the item that costs the most on their team. Yeah, it is Power. That's kind of sad when your most expensive item is Power Treads, and you know Leshrac does have that and then some on the other side. So VP, they're gonna have to rely on their flat values to get them through this. They do have some pretty sizable ones, but eventually they're going to need some scaling. I'd say they have another like 5 minutes, 10 minutes before their power just completely runs out. It already is starting to dwindle as Roshan is going to get brought down. Everyone from VP is starting to make their way towards that point, but I don't know if they have enough for this. I guess a 5-man Ice Path combined with the Macro Pyre will do a little bit of good, but they're not even going to try it. Roshan is going to be brought down. Scandal probably picking up the Aegis. Yes, he does pick up the Aegis. He's going to go for a Daedalus straight off the bat. Not going to bother with that Chrysalis crap. Just go for the big items because you're rich. 416 on the TA, plus 73 creep kills, second most as far as the gold per minute goes. Yeah, but VP, they're not having a good time at all. Look at the gold graph. It's really, this tells it all. When the hard carry of your team has a little bit less than the 4 position of the other team, you know you're in trouble. Where did Funnick go? I have no idea where he went. He went straight for Airman, going to force staff himself back into the entire enemy team. They brought down the Panner Brewmaster from the low ground. There goes the Brewmaster. There goes the Lifestealer. Now NS trying to make stuff happen on the back end as the Jakiro, but he is going to take so much damage from Scandal, getting his brain sapped as well. Even though he has 2 heads, he doesn't really have that many brains to sap. But rest assured that all of them did get sapped. Scandal going to blink straight in for Bandit. 1 hit, 2 hit, another 1 hit will not happen because of that phase shift. So Puck does live, but with only 2 heroes left, this tier 3 tower is going to drop. They keep going. They do have the Edict. They do have huge physical damage coming out from Scandal. Blair Brain also doing some pretty good damage, although he doesn't have that much strength on him. Just the way the decays work, but I don't know. I don't know if I think it's done for VP. Silent just Fiend's gripping the Brewmaster from the low ground once again, denied the opportunity to get that split off. And when you can chain stun the Brewmaster, that is pretty much your ideal situation. Brewmaster, literally, there's nothing you can do about that. You just have to position yourself correctly so that that just doesn't happen to you. But unfortunately, VP do lose those middle Raxes. Empire now going to switch down to the bot lane. Everyone except for Scandal, who apparently has better things to do. But I do feel like, regardless, they could take a 4v5 fight, especially if the Batrider manages to bring down Airman from a very far distance. The Blink Dagger Force Staff combo is up, which means Blink Staff in, lasso someone, Force Staff yourself out. And then that person is taken for a ride. Tombstone is up. Fiend's Grip is up in 2 seconds. Of course, Templar Assassin's ultimate is pretty much always up, and the split is still up also because, well, the Brewmaster isn't given the chance to use it. I'm sure he would like to. He would have liked to use it a couple times now. Oh no, Funnick going to go straight for that Brewmaster. Going to bring him down to the low ground. Is there a split earth? No, he's going to get that split off finally in a 3-man Dream Coil. This could be really good for VP, but Scandal has arrived. There's no follow-up. There's the Flame Break. Going to push the puck back. Blurry Brain going to take a lot of damage. No Strength Steal for you. He's going to drop, first to drop. And the Cyclone up onto the Batrider. Scandal still in the middle of everything. Silent in the middle of everything. The Brewmaster, Brewlings are going to do a lot of damage, but he takes Split Earth, and now the Pulse Nova from Go Black going to do a ton of damage, get a ton of kills. Funnick is in the front lines, holding the fort, while the rest of his team is cleaning up the back end. Funnick going to force himself forward, going to go for KSI. Meantime, Scandal and Bane clearing up the Jakiro, then clearing up the Puck. No, where did Puck go? How the hell did Puck teleport out of that? I have no idea. But 30-8. VP only losing that Undying, who is taking all the damage, all the brunt of that initial attack. I don't know if he got his mech off. Probably not. He was stunned for a pretty long time with that ice path. But these Raxes are going to drop. Even Funnick getting a freaking Demon Edge. Kind of a, yeah, we beat you item. Nothing you can do about that. Scandal has enough for crit. Silent even has a Force Staff. This is going to be it for VP. They're going to make one last stand on this bottom lane. Brewmaster does not have a split, and Scandal is going to get Force Staffed out of that ice wall, but he's still going to drop. There goes the Aegis. Let's see if Funnick, does he have a lasso? He does have a lasso, but he's kind of low on mana. Scandal is no. Save Scandal. He's going to get Nightmare by friendly, and he's going to break it immediately. Someone broke it. I actually have no idea, but Nightmare unfortunately does not work out. Now the damage is going to be there to kill Silent as well. The illusory, Regime Coil is going to be there. Two-man split earth slowing down, and Airman cannot stick onto Silent fast enough. Here comes Funnick right into the middle of everything and lay down that Firefly everywhere he can. He's taking a lot of damage, and he probably will go down, force stabbing himself up to the high ground with that Firefly. Go Black still with that Pulse Nova active is going to bring down that Brewmaster. There goes one more pulse of that Nova. Bandit is going to be the next to drop and getting a double kill. Unfortunately denied that triple kill because Lawyer Brain feels like he deserves the kill, but Funnick gonna blink right in, gonna kill the last hero onto VP. Actually, they're all buying back, so it's not the last hero, but the buybacks, he is pretty much last hero. Airman gonna take a Silent Trap, and Scandal not done with him yet. Rage does not help you against physical attacks. The Armlet does. He's going to live with 50 HP, but the bottom Raxes have fallen. The top Raxes are probably not going to fall this game. Because Empire probably just going to go straight in for the GG. They don't have the Flesh Golem up. They don't have the Flaming Lasso up. Regardless, with so many creeps pouring in VP, they simply cannot stand up to this. They're going to try to, but it's not going to work. Ice Path plus the Dream Coil, Waning Rift onto 2. Funnick's taking a lot of damage, but he does get healed by the friendly Undying. He's going to be dropped, ending his holy shit streak. The thing is, Scandal still does a lot of damage. Lawyer Brain is still there, tank up everything. 1600 max HP with a whole bunch of strength stolen. Europe gonna fly once more, gonna hit onto 3. Aaron trying to make something happen. Lawyer Brain gets Force Staff right out of that Dream Coil. Gonna pop out that Flesh Golem just for a little bit, but he's going to drop anyway. Go Black popping off that Edict, trying to do as much damage as he can, but he's gonna drop as well. Looks like Empire's gonna get forced back, but it's a shallow victory for VP because, well, Scandal just swoops in and kills the Brewmaster, of course. And he's going to go for more. Silent even getting a Blink Dagger plus a Force Staff. Going to Brain Sap that Jakiro, bring him down. Airman's just going to wail on the Bane Elemental, but he's going to Force Sap himself right out. Scandal trying to go toe-to-toe versus Airman. He should be able to do it. No, the Armlet surfing is enough from the Lifestealer to keep him alive. Scandal now trapped in that Ice Path. He's going to drop as well. Silent still playing around with this Lifestealer. If he does, no, he doesn't have any mana, so there's nothing going to happen there. But Funnick, as well as Go Black, are returning to this fight. Looks like they're going to push down the top lane. That's the last objective. Once they get that, they don't have to bullshit around with these tier 4s anymore. But for all intents and purposes, this game is over. 37 for 13. VP finally with a big item in the Armlet. But when that's the only big item on the game, you know that you're in a lot of trouble. And this game is 100% over. VP don't have a single shot of getting back into this. Because they don't have, unless they all die, but I'm sure if they all died, then I would have heard about it by now. I'm pretty sure all these guys are still alive, like in real life die, or like the Starseries, Starladder LAN event explodes, but I'm pretty sure that did not happen. They could defend themselves against these creeps, but the creeps aren't the issue. The issue with all the damage coming out from Empire, and they're just going to keep pushing in, take down the tier 2s, and push in for the Raxes. And VP, when they're pressured like that, they simply cannot make things happen to the point where they could be able to save their Raxes. It's like they're going to take a fight at the tier 2s, they're all smoked up. Funnick is going to get initiated upon, instantly popping off that Firefly, doing as much damage as he can. Lawyer Brain in the middle of everything with that Flesh Golem, plus a Tombstone, which instantly gets destroyed, which could be good for VP. But Silent is going to get himself Force Staffed out. Airman, unfortunately, cannot stick to anyone, and the Brewmaster's on the high ground. Even if he does split, he's not going to go anywhere. He's going to split. Oh, he actually brings the Earth one down. I guess that's kind of useful, but KSI plus Bandit are both going to get dropped very quickly. Bandit is trying to make his way out of there, but Silent, he's going to make his way out of there. The Earth Panda is going to drop, and they know exactly where the other two pandas are, stuck on the high ground. Conveniently packaged Pandarin right there. And there goes Tame My Wild. Scandal's going to go up there for a duel to the death. And, well, okay, here we go. Nice close-up. Fight, 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 fight. Scandal actually took a lot longer than he should have. We have a ton of Force Staffs and Blink Daggers though, so 41 to 13. VP gets cleaned up once again, and the tower is going to drop. The tier 3s are going to fall, the Raxes are going to fall, and Empire will take the first victory in the offline event from Star Series Season 3. More to come, guys. Finally, up to a current version, or more current version, as NS gets dragged back once again into the enemy team. Tier 3 tower going to drop, Rax is going to fall, VP have absolutely nothing to say about this one. Is there a Divine Rapier coming? Oh, come on, Scandal. Boring. Get a Divine Rapier. But anyway, guys, very happy that I finally made this 0.75 mark, and I will continue to bring you these games. I'm sure you've seen a great deal of them. But nonetheless, I will continue to supply you with, hopefully, quality commentary. So that's going to be it for me, guys, as soon as Ancient falls. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe, leave a comment, comments, criticism, all that good jazz. Because really, it always makes me happy when you do. Even if it's a flaming comment, then I'll be sure to write an equally, well, I don't know, I don't really flame, at least, like, directly. I sometimes do. I have video evidence of me flaming. But, yeah, if you leave me unconstructive criticism, I will leave you an equally snarky comment right back. So feel free to do that. Test my wits. Go ahead. That's gonna be it, guys. GG.